I think when I talked about the issue with changing our feed that crashed our production, I think I spoke more about it on my live stream. So I just want to do this long form video for a whole lot of people who might not see that live stream. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Modupe. I am a layer poultry farmer doing business in Nigeria. Good. So in September, we changed our feed. Good. Let me say the reason we changed our feed from what we were using previously to a different feed. One was that the feed we were using previously was so expensive. It was so expensive. Then so what actually happened was I was out of the country for an animal exhibition in France. Then we met a Nigerian there who has a feed mill, and we spoke and he gave us his price, and of course we got a very decent price. So we decided to try his feed. Then we paid for the feed, and by the time we got back to Nigeria, we were expecting the feed. So, like I said, I didn't just change my feed because of price alone. A whole lot of things contributed to me changing my feed. So one of the reasons was that the sales rep of the feed we were previously using, he wasn't a very responsive guy. You can probably ask him question and he's not even responding well. Then we also had the issue of logistics. The driver that brings the feed to my farm is probably always behaving as if he's doing me a favor, as if we're not even paying, we're not as if we're not paying for his service, like he's doing me a favor. Oh, I can't come to your farm this time. Oh, the road is bad. Oh, this, or I pay for the feed, and in 6 days' time I have not even gotten my feed. So all this contributed to it. And the feed which the guy we met when we traveled, that's the guy that has a feed mill. I'm not going to mention the name of his feed company for some reasons. So the guy said he handles the logistics. So whatever we paid covers for the feed and for the transportation. It seemed like a very decent deal, and I don't have to be dealing with drivers. And again, coupled with, and of course, he was a really nice guy. You could really talk to him, and of course, he owns the company. So I'm not going through a sales representative in his company and all that. So it was actually like a very great deal. So anyway, we started using the feed on the 27th of September. I don't think I want to do so much edit, but I'm going to attach. I'm looking at our app here, so I'm going to attach what our production looked like pre 27th of September. So you're going to see it. Then of course we start using the feed on the 27th of September, and I think 27th of September we produced 136 crates. I'm going to have the picture up here. Then the next day, of course, when we are changing feed, we have to transition gradually. So the next day the production dropped. Then after that it came up a bit. So you see what our production looked like from that 27th of September till the end of September. Now, so let us look at October. Yes. So from what you see in October, it was still okay. Like before we changed that feed, we were producing like 136, 137, 138 crates per day. So now you can see in October, you can see the dates in October that our production keeps reducing every day. You can see what the reduction is looking like. Kept reducing every day. At some point, I felt okay, maybe the birds were not feeling well, and I tried to use medication for them. So, but later we discovered that okay, we just realized that it wasn't just the birds not feeling well. It was the feed that wasn't good for them. Then I think on one of my live stream, someone reached out to me and was like, "Oh, is it this feed you changed to? Oh, okay, you're not going to get a good result. You should just change back to the feed you were previously using and all that." But you see what the feed looked like until 27th of October. So that's like 1 month after we changed or we transitioned. Of course, when you're changing your feed, we didn't just change like we were using this feed A today and just change to feed B tomorrow. We transitioned, like we mixed the feed in certain ratio for a few days before we started feeding them entirely on that new feed. So on the 27th of October, you see what the production looked like. So let me see the exact dates we had to go by what the feed we were using initially before we changed. So let's see that to be sure of the dates we we transitioned. So on the 25th of October, we're still using that feed we changed to. We'll call it feed B. Yeah. So on the 26th, we started mixing or transitioning to feed B and feed A. Feed A is the feed we were using previously, which we have now returned to. So yeah, we started transitioning on the 26th, 27th, 28th. Then by 29th of October, we're using feed A entirely. That's the feed we were using previously. We start using just that. So let's see what our production looks like since that 29th, right? Let's confirm again. So we're sure of when we stock to our feed A. Yeah, 29th of October, because we transitioned for 3 days from 26th, 27th, 28th. Then 29th, we're using just our feed A. So let's see what the production looked like. So from 26th, you see what the production is like. You see what it looks like 27th. You see what it looks like 28th. Then by 29th, you see that it has started going up a bit. Then 30th, you see what it looks like. Then 31st, you'll probably see a huge difference. Of course, for people who have seen my live stream was when I talked about the theft at my farm, and you see this huge difference. Of course, with all the issue we're having, I had my staff stealing from me. At this point, I get to remind you that you please subscribe on my channel, please like, please share, please comment. Again, please don't skip my ad. Please, please, please don't skip my ad. Then to the current month, which is November, you see the gradual increments in our daily production. So you probably see that it looks like it is stuck at certain numbers, but then we have to consider that I have very old one of my flock. They are really old birds, which I should have actually taken out of the farm, but I'm still keeping them for a bit. So those ones, their production didn't go above, like it didn't so increase from when we changed back to our feed A. Yeah, so that's just what our production looked like, how it really crashed. I'm just showing the picture, so I'm going to attach the picture of the production in those period. That's the period of 1 month when we used that feed, the feed B. Yeah, so on why I am not going to mention the name of the feed, and this is my reason. So of course, we still have communication with the guy, the producer of that feed. It's not like it's bad blood between us. So this is my own thoughts, and of course I may be wrong, but then I feel that he's selling his feed and some people are using it and it probably works for them. I don't know why it didn't work for my own birds. Maybe my birds are just used to the feed A, yeah. Or there's something in his feed, in the feed B, that my birds need and is absent. So I don't want a case where I mention the name of his feed and some people just pick on it. So I feel that the feed didn't work for me could just be for so many reasons. It might not be because his feed is bad. It might be that the feed is bad. I don't know, and I don't want to conclude. And of course, coupled with the fact that of course, in my last video, you see that that's the feed B that crashed my production, was taken away. Like he took the feed away and is giving us a chunk of the money. Like I said, like maybe 95, 96%. What is left is, I think it's left less than 200k, and it's probably paid back couple of millions. So I think that is fine. So I really don't have to. Is it Messi's brand? I don't know what the word is, but I don't want to mention the name of the feed. But I just feel that why I changed the feed is not a wrong reason. It is me trying to, so it is not just, again, like I mentioned, it is not just because of price that we change the feed. Of course, price is also another factor, because if we are getting over 1,000 naira, um if we're saving over 1,000 naira, and I think that's great. So if our production had reduced by just, let's say, 5 crates, I may not we'll still continue using that feed, I mean the feed B. But then we had a very huge reduction in production that, of course, we couldn't bear, and we had to go back to our our feed A, which you're still using now. So of course, at this period, at this time, the price of feed is on the increase again. This is getting to December, and they've started increasing their feed with ridiculous amounts. So then I just feel that I just wish things were great with that feed. And again, another reason I think we got it was he was a young guy. It was an indigenous company. Of course, most of the feed companies in Nigeria are owned by foreigners. So it was more like us supporting a Nigerian brand. But of course, it didn't work for us. So we have to go back to where we're coming from. So then, on why people would change brand for different reason. And I just want to let you know that whatever reason you're changing your brand for, you're justified. Nobody will come and blame you or anything. So of course, one has to still speak about one's experience so other people can know that, okay, this is this and this is that. Was it a right reason for us to change our feed at that time? Yeah, it was a valid reason that we changed the feed. And of course, when it didn't work, we went back to where we're coming from. It's really not such an, yeah, it was a loss to us, because yeah, we lost so much. No, yeah, we lost so much. But I think that's what business is at the end of the day. You win some, you lose some, you learn, and you just progress. So I should also note that we're using a particular feed before. Like we use livestock, we use New Hope, and from New Hope we changed to another feed. We changed to another feed after that. So some people will probably say that, oh, once you're using a particular feed and it works for you, you shouldn't change it. I don't believe in that. You can change your feed for different reasons, but of course, just be alert and be attentive. Watch the results. And if it is not giving you what it should give you, then of course you stop using it. So that's about it for today. Thank you for watching. And you can just let me know what your experience is like when you change the feed, or yeah, something like that. So let me know what your experience is also like when you change the feed. I'd like to know. Would like to all learn together, because at the end of the day, we're all learning together here, and every of our experiences are valid, and it could help another farmer, another business. So we see on another video. Bye bye.